Hi there guys, welcome back to another knife review. Today's going to be the EnZo Trapper. As you can see, it's in its sheath. Really nice sheath, but I'll take it back to a quick little tabletop after a quick review in the forest. But yeah, that's it. I usually have the sheath tucked into my pocket, just like this. To be honest with you, I've only carried it a couple of times. I haven't really used it much, other than a bit of food prep. But yeah, it does that very well. But we're going to see how it goes through bits of wood now. It is the flat ground version, so it's not the bushcrafter version, but that's okay because I wanted it for more food prep and partially in the woods. So I've got plenty of bushcraft knives, so I'd rather have something that was flat ground. I just like the way they slice through food better and certain things, so we'll give it a go, see how it goes. Well, as you can see, it's making a spear point really well. It's not the hardest bit of wood, it's quite a soft wood, so it's going through it quite nicely. You can even get sort of thinner cuts out of it, as you can see here. So thumbs up at this point. It's going through this really well. It was quite easy to cut through this. I'm not struggling, I'm not putting too much force in. It's quite good making tent pegs. Again, not too much trouble. I had a little infringement there that I had to cut off. But again, it's cutting through that nicely. No real snag up. Quite happy with that. We're going to do some light baton in here, as you can see. This ain't a knife to baton with really, but you can. Sort of light little stuff. And it done it quite well. Right, here we've run into a little knot here, where it's a little bit of a struggle to get through, as with any knife would be. But eventually it makes its way through. And there you have it there, that part of the knot where it gave me a bit of trouble. This is where I was struggling a little bit. This bit of wood was a little bit harder. It wasn't smoothed out or prepared as well by me. I just went straight into trying to get shavings out of it. And this is where the bushcraft version would have come into its own. It was struggling on this. I had to put the gloves on because there was a lot of hot spot going on. And it was really hurting my hands really early. But again, you can get the job done. So we haven't sharpened it since we come back from the forest at all. And prior to the demonstration in the forest, this actually went through 30 fish, where I've gutted 30 fish with this, and then I took it to the forest. And now we're going to see how it gets through tomorrow. I've picked a tomato that's not too hard, it's quite soft, just to get a more accurate representation. But here we go. Just do a push cut. Okay. Let's go full length. Okay. So okay, there's a very slight little resistance there. That is because the blade is obviously, it's got some sort of thickness to it. Once we take it back to the tabletop, I'll give you the exact measurements. Right, my thoughts about this knife. As you saw in the video, as I was making fire sticks, feather sticks, sort of a turnout, there was a lot of hot spot in there. There was pinching going on in my hands, which I had to revert back to the gloves. The handle's just a bit too skinny for my liking. I've got large sort of hands, I keep saying, and I keep coming out with these smaller handled knives, hoping that one would fit perfectly. But yeah, for sort of use, just making tent pegs and light sort of work, it's quite really comfortable because it's light in the hand. But when it comes to putting a bit of applying pressure in that, that's when it sort of fails on me a little bit. It was okay. Softer wood, obviously it's feather sticking much more easier than something harder. Food prep again, as you could see, as I was going through the fruits, it was pushing the blade to one side slightly. That's because of the 3.6mm spine it's got. It's just a bit too fat for food prep, you know, to be sort of perfect on that. But it was okay. Obviously it helps that it's a flat ground, or else it'd be sort of not as good as the flat ground, obviously. But other than that, other points I could say, this one hasn't got a lanyard hole. I know most of them come with a lanyard hole. Now I haven't got the liners inside. I think the place I bought this from, sort of the guy bought the kit and he put it together. It is an N690 still, which I'm happy about, because it's sort of almost like 440C, but I'd like to call it sort of upgraded 440C, as a way of understanding it a bit better. I won't go into the little finer details. There's plenty of things on the net to tell you about the grains are tighter and so forth. So, but other than that, it was okay. I definitely ain't gonna. It'll be a backup knife for me. It's not a knife that I'm gonna use on me all the time. I mean, for cleaning fish out and stuff like that, it was brilliant, because it's, you know, it's sort of a skinner. For skinning game and stuff like that, it'd be excellent. I do like the blade shape. It is a nice blade shape for all the tasks, but I'm just giving you my honest opinion. I mean, the Tops Light Trekker would be a better food prep because it's slightly thinner, I believe, the blade. I haven't got it with me now to compare it, but I do remember doing a video on that, and it was a lot sort of, it had it over on this one anyway. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video, and tune in for the next one. Thank you.